Praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever. Well, the wait is over. The first encyclical a week ago of Pope Leo XIV was released, addressed to the bishops and all the faithful in the world. It was actually signed on the anniversary of the encyclical Rerum Novarum on new things of his predecessor Pope Leo XIII, written in 1891. Pope Leo has already told us that he picked the name Leo in direct continuation with the thought of his namesake 130 plus years ago. The new things Leo XIII addressed were in large part the new things in and of the world of work and industrialization, which were changing the world. Now, in 2026, Leo XIV is addressing new things in his encyclical, principally, as you will all know, the developments of artificial intelligence, AI. His letter is entitled Magnifica Humanitas, Magnificent Humanity. Another translation would be Noble Humanity. As I said a few weeks ago, I'd urge you to get a copy yourselves or read it online from the Vatican. It's rather long, and you'll need, if you do it properly, several hours, but that's preferable to listening to the mainstream media or even pundits, myself included. What I would like to do this week and next week, and maybe even the week after, is just pick out a few points. Obviously, one can't cover something which takes up more than 38,000 words. I do not intend this week to really cover all that the Pope says about AI, rather just to pick out one or two things he said and give you two alternative titles to the letter. You all remember the story of St. Peter leaving Rome in fear and meeting Jesus on the way. Peter says to Jesus, Quo vadis, Domine? Where are you going, Lord? And Jesus replies, I am going back to Rome to be crucified again. Peter, we know, turned back and was crucified in Rome. This encyclical of Pope Leo could be called Quo vadis hominem? Where are you going, man? What will happen to humanity if technology obscures or diminishes or even destroys our humanity? Pope Leo tells us that only in Jesus does humanity understand itself. Technology, he tells us, is never neutral. We must discern, which is part of the work of the Church, how technology can protect the dignity of the human person, and that dignity which comes from God, who makes each person in his image. Therefore, the Pope clearly identifies the very first right of human dignity to be the right to life, from, as he says, conception to natural death. Understanding these fundamentals will allow us, as we will do more next week, to be vigilant, the Pope says, about AI. My other thought, an alternative title, is the extraordinary fact that the Pope quotes a section of The Lord of the Rings by that faithful Catholic and daily communicant, J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm pretty certain that no encyclical has ever quoted Tolkien, which is why I'm calling it the Hobbit Encyclical. The section and our final thought is in the part of the letter with the heading, We can all do our part. This is tremendously important as we all feel so often small and useless. The Pope quotes Gandalf the Grey to encourage us, as he encouraged the hobbits. It is not our part to master all the tides of the world, but to do what is in us for the succor of those years wherein we are set, uprooting the evils in the fields that we know, so that those who live after may have clear earth to till. Wise words from Gandalf and from the Pope, to be continued. Brethren, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, like a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.